organizations that I partner with in communications on a regular basis. I have 15 plus Southern California-based tennis organizations that I directly work with, 4 regional and our national organizations, 20 plus tennis coaches, specifically youth coaches, that I coordinate with on a regular basis because I started a junior tennis newsletter, and 7 publications, tennis of general interest. Oh, and I want to do something. I'm going to do a quiz. My first quiz question is, can you name the oldest and largest black tennis organization in the United States? Anybody? Anybody? ATA.
What does that stand for? What does that stand for?
American Tennis Association. Do you know what it stands for? It was thought you get a prize. I have prizes where my quiz is. What does every tennis player want? A can of balls, right? A can of balls. I know. That's, anybody at Rancho? Oh, that's my sister. Oh, that's my whole family is here. I'm sorry. My sister, Brianna, my grandson, my nephew's son. Oh my God.
Althea Gibson, did she play for the ATA?
Definitely. Everybody played for the ATA. The ATA was started in 1916, specifically because blacks were not allowed to play in tournaments. Blacks were not allowed to play organized sports, so we started our own organization. Black Tennis, American Tennis Association. I got nervous because my sister, everybody's looking at you.
No, we good. You're right.
So a lot of times when I send information in about our community, for instance, the blue and gray. The blue and gray is going to be online within the next 2 weeks. I have an article with a lot of pictures in it. You're going to be online on the SCTA Community Tennis newsletter. Again, that's one of 17. If I send something to print and you do not see it right away, know that it's coming. And know that you don't get all of the newsletters. You might not get all 17, but you might get 1 or 2. But it's all good. And also, I contribute to the Black Tennis magazine, which is printed 4 times a year. And like your blue and gray is going to be in that. And over time, I've learned that when I publish something, I've learned to go from like 70% writing to 30% pictures. People do not look at my words. People look at pictures. They'll read the pictures. The day that I switched over to printing more pictures than words, everybody wanted the publications. I don't know if it's a self-ego, they wanted to see themselves in print or something, but it works. It works. And I have samples of my newsletters, but I think you guys all have that. This is my LA Tennis News, Team LA News. It's for juniors. Basically, I go up and down the coast getting information from a lot of our junior tennis programs, and I put this online and I send it out, and again, people reprint it. What I do is, we know what we're doing, but I just wanted the bigger world to know what we're doing. And this is Net Games News. Again, I try to do hard copies of this. It will cost me about $2 to print per copy. I was asking for humble annual subscriptions. Nobody wanted to pay, but everybody wanted their copy. I had to stop that. I do a community calendar, Net Games News calendar. This is like a 5-page annual calendar of local events and major events that we should participate in. I send it online, I update it in the newsletters. I'm very busy off the court. And this is the part about this is something that I'm choosing. Basically, I love what I'm doing. And since I'm no longer on Rancho's tennis court on a regular basis, people think I'm now Harvard, but my heart is still at Rancho. Yeah, it is. Only because I'm working with the youth program over there directly. And I come over here and people say, you're Harvard? I say, no, I'm not Harvard. First of all, I'm community, but my heart is always Rancho. I'm always Rancho. But I have samples of information, but I'm not going to pass them out. But one thing, if you have someone in your organization that's doing communications, they have to learn how to work with different organizations. For instance, I'm now putting out like flyers of events at local parks. And if you go to park offices, they're going to tell you, for instance, this flyer, this is my first version of this flyer. This is the second version. I went to the park and I said, okay, you wanted a flyer about free tennis at Harvard on a weekly basis. They said, this is too much information. I said, how is that too much information? They said, first of all over 70% of our people at this park are Hispanic. Most of the parents cannot read all of this. Their children have to read it. At a public park, you got to write things at a 3rd grade level. You know, you have to get as few words as you can on this flyer because children usually have to go home to read it to their parents. So over time, you know, you learn those type of little nuances. For instance, SCTA, I do stuff in Word. If I send them this table in Word, they cannot convert it. I cannot send tables. I have to send text. You learn these little things. It gets frustrating, but you got to listen to them because you want it to get in print. Let me go back. I have a second question, a second quiz question. Let's see. Can you guys give me 3 guys in our community, or ladies, that have played college and are pro tennis and are back in the community coaching? Can you give me 3 guys or girls that have managed to do that?
Robert
Stay in our
Burns.
community.
Robert Burns is one.
He was in college, yes.
Here.
Who else?
I didn't.
Wait a minute, you're answering all the questions. You can answer all the
And
questions.
then the gentleman.
I didn't play pro tennis, but I worked on ATP tours for a year and a half, and we have a lot of people there that love going to the community.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. You worked on the ATP tour? Mm-hmm. Are they coaching?
One of them is.
One? Okay, I just need a college player and or a pro player that's still in our community coaching.
What's Butcher?
The George?
Robert.
Yes.
Oh, Lamb. Oh, but he's not a member. He's not.
Okay, we gotta
No, but
take
he's
turns
coaching in
now.
our community.
We gotta take turns now.
So nobody can give me 3?
Troy Collins.
Troy Collins, Stephen Joyner, Robert Burns, Siordia Livingston, Ronita Elder, they went pro. There are a lot of different names. I have a list. I'll put them out online too. There are a lot of people in our community. Actually, Marty Woods, Victor Troy. Yeah. I played in college. LaRhonda Amos played in college. But I'm not coaching. But anyway, I didn't get 3 names, so I have to keep my balls. And let me try this. Can you guys name me 3 of your last presidents of the club? I can. I know you.
You guys do it.
I'm talking current information. You guys have been around this park over 30 years. No 3? I know you know. You're the president. You gotta know. You gotta know. That's one. You gotta know. No, she's gotta know 3.
You talking about the guest?
This is current history.
He's always up to
The president and her.
Okay, never mind.
I know. Nobody else knows.
Okay,
I know.
Lisa, please give us 3.
We got Denise Self, we got Winston Brooks, and we got Victor Brown.
Yes.
And Nyla.
Nyla Jefferson. Wow. Let me update you guys on your presidents. James Stinson, Denise Self, Winston Brooks, Nyla Jefferson, Victor Brown. Phyllis Taylor, LaRhonda Amos, Dolly Bly, Marianne Madison, Louis Nobles, Dee Hall, A. Tuck Wilkinson, Shaka Simba, Wally Davis, Rick Nobles, Toussaint McCall, Tom Atkins, and Angel Claude Tillis, and Wally Davis, and many more. You've had a lot of presidents. I think you should start an advisory board myself. But Lisa wins the prize. She wears a kettle. Okay, cool. Overall, does anybody have any questions on communications for me today?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not really an internet person, but I've got to be. But do you communicate more on the internet than you do nowadays with
Hard copy?
Hard copy.
That's an interesting issue because it's coming up a lot. And first of all, I'm glad you brought that up. Who all goes on the internet to get their information? Who doesn't use the internet on a regular basis to get the information? Only 2? 3? It's a larger percentage. That's becoming an issue with everyone. See, I'm a one-person shop, and I used to do hard copy, but hard copy costs me money. So I go online, which most other sources do. For instance, even SCTA newsletters. People keep asking, am I going to get the newsletter when we do articles? They only do their newsletters online. They don't do hard copy anymore. So that's an issue that hopefully our bigger brother, meaning the SCTA, will address in the future to help us try to cross over to the community that doesn't use internet. And actually, I get information to the clubs, and hopefully maybe the clubs will start putting out hard copies, a certain percentage for the people who doesn't need for local information. But if you give me your name, I will put you on my contact list. If you be nice to me, I might send you hard copies. I do have a list of friends.
You know we love you.
I know. I love you, but I won't spend all my money on it. But anyway, this is, I have information, but again, I'm talking to people that I know. This is, I'm going to have to give up the podium in a minute, but since we got the camera going, again, this is tennis news. And I really don't get paid. And donations are always accepted. And I'm a single woman, attractive single woman. And guys, 45 and under, join me in Cooper.
So everyone, please look out in your emails for LaRhonda's tennis news, net games, and what's the junior?
Team LA News.
Team LA News, which is the juniors.
Sorry,
the news about the juniors.
And also, you see the Black Tennis magazine that everyone's floating around. I think the club is starting I'll talk to you. You're going to talk about that? Lisa Braboy is going to talk about how the club members can get the Black Tennis magazine. We have between 4 and 8 pages per issue on West Coast. And again, I put in 80% pictures and 20% text. So everybody wants to see their picture. All right.
Thank you, LaRhonda. Our next guest speaker, we have 2 honored guests from the SCTA and what you do.
I am the community tennis coordinator at the Southern Cal Tennis Association, work with Henry, and again, I want to thank you all for being here, and I want to thank LaRhonda for all that she's doing, because that helps everyone know what's going on at all the parks around, and thank you as well. And I work with NJTL, Community Tennis, 10 and Under Tennis, Community Tennis Associations, anything community, and I'm trying to help. So, any questions, let me know. I'm going to have Phil say a few words first, but you can get back to questions later. Thank you.
Lisa,
Give a hand to Melanie, everybody. This is very, very exciting that we have somebody from the actually two representatives from the SCTA, I can't talk today, come out and attend our meetings. You guys take the time after the meetings to talk with them, get to know them, and let them know your thoughts and get their input for our club. Please.
I just wanted to say one more thing. One most important reason I get my communications out to the larger community. For instance, Fred and I attended, thank you, a community SCTA committee meeting for community development, which Melanie is over, last week in Pacific Palms. There were 28 people from all over Southern California representing their community and their organizations. We have a round table, and at the round table, I proudly mentioned, I was so happy to mention that day Fred had a youth tennis day with 75 kids. Isn't that a good number?
Yes, it is.
But about 10 minutes later, a larger organization mentioned that they were going to have the same event with 2,000 and 3,000 kids. So, I mean, success is relative. But next time I will combine all of our youth tennis days, which are free tennis clinics for kids, which Fred is going to do 7 around our area. I'm going to take all 7 of your numbers and combine them. Okay? I mean, you know, that's what my communications is, that we are still competing on a relative term. It's all relative. I thought you guys, I laughed at that.
But remember, LaRhonda, it's all about growing tennis, and it's not really about the numbers. It's about getting people out there and playing. And we appreciate all these events that people are doing to get people on the court and having fun and get them started and keep playing. So
That's right.
it's all about that.
That's
Yes,
right.
I appreciate that, Melanie. But Melanie laughed when she heard that bigger number 2.
I
That's
did
okay.
not.
Yeah, you did. I heard you did. You tried to keep a straight face.
Oh, man.
All right, thank you. Now we're going to call up our second most honored speaker, Bill Siordia. Bill's going to introduce himself and tell you what he does. And again, please, this is a very rare opportunity. It's a very precious opportunity to have somebody from our parent organization, the SCTA, which is a branch of the USTA, come to talk to us. So make sure that you listen to what Phil has to say, and then afterwards come up and talk to him. Phil, I'll turn it over.
I think it's still morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Phillip Siordia. I'm the tennis service rep for this area. I cover all the way from Santa Clarita, San Fernando Valley, the west side, inner city, and then down to Long Beach. So I will be your key contact for the office, but feel free to contact Melanie. You know, anyone at the office. You know, we're here to grow and develop tennis. And again, it starts from the grassroots, and then we hope that there's other programs. But I'm out here just to introduce myself. As LaRhonda, it's a hard act to follow. I didn't bring any gifts, so I'm sorry about that. But some of the names, and I just want to give you a little bit of background about myself. I grew up starting tennis as NJTL. So I met Fred many years ago, and so that's how I was introduced to tennis. So again, at the park, I feel very comfortable at the park. In fact, I played in a finals here in a junior tournament back in the late 70s. So when she mentioned Robert Burns, I was a co-number 1 at Cal State Northridge, and Robert was a recruit. And so I took him under my wing to make sure. The first thing I told him is, you know, you got a scholarship, that's great, but you need an education and you got to study. Right. So when you mentioned that, then Troy Collins, I think my record with him was 500. So we banged balls with his big serve, and then I came back with my big serve, and so went back and forth. So it's nice to hear those names. And then again, you know, Jackie Tatum. You know, I worked at Anheuser-Busch, and we did a lot of community work there, and that's, I think, where I got a lot of my my love for coming out into the community, you know, as well as my mom. My mom did a lot of community stuff, but I was privileged to meet Jackie Tatum, and we worked a lot with her on different projects throughout this area. fact, with Jim Gilliam Park, we donated the scoreboard over there a few years ago. But just to let you know that I need your help just as much as you think I can help you. If you can, I pass my card out, and if you can communicate with me through email, my cell phone is on there. So again, I am working for you. How many people here are members of the USTA? Okay, good. So again, your money goes to pay my salary, and so then I'm here to work on your behalf. So again, if I know you have your communication with the board, with LaRhonda, but again, if I see part of my job is communicating with other parks or other organizations. And again, because I may be in another part of the city, and that's what it used to be too. We used to go from, you guys remember what was the name of it when we played the league, park leagues on Saturday? We go all over the place, and so you got to know everybody's community. And sometimes we don't do that as much as we used to. So again, I see part of my efforts going out there is to, if I hear that they would like to play more kids at another park, I can call Rancho and say, look, will you be interested? Because sometimes, we're all volunteering in different things, but again, if you can get that little extra help, that's where I see myself coming in, to lend that help. And again, the programs, I think we have great programs at the USTA, and also the benefits. So with junior team tennis, for example, there's a lot of independent leagues out there. That's great. We want people to play, but also we want sometimes the kids to have that even more experience in terms of going to sectionals and playing kids from other areas. And if they do well, especially from over here, they can go national, because one of the things is to give our kids exposure. So if they do go on to college, or if they play at a country club, they already have that exposure. They fit in. One of the things that, again, when you go to a country club, you kind of like sit there. You don't see people like yourself, but if we can get them over there, and then it's a comfort feeling. Because again, a lot of it is just when you compete, a lot of times you have to go through those different rounds. So when you get to the finals, you're not even thinking that you're in the finals. You're just thinking about how you're going to play your opponent. Not even that. You're just going to go out there and play. So again, there's different opportunities out there. I think I don't know. Do your kids go to Riviera from time to time? Okay, yeah, okay. And again, we took our group. In fact, this will just back it up. When I finished with college, I started a family. I got together with a group of some of the students from NJTL that earned college scholarships out in the San Fernando Valley. And we put this nonprofit together. So we've been doing it for 20 years. So again, it's someone, I think, I identify with this group, somebody that really loves the game, wants to improve it and give back to the game. So we've been 20 years. We took the kids, from the barrios over there in San Fernando, Pacoima, Silmar, took them to Riviera, and there they are. They're playing tennis in a country club setting. The wait staff is in tuxedos. Cooking part. Where did we ever have those opportunities as we were growing up? But these kids will already have that opportunity and feel very comfortable when they go play in a country club setting and tournaments. A lot of times, if we're trying to get our kids to excel at the top, they're going to have to be playing in those kind of settings, because that's where the top tournaments are. So I'm happy that you guys gave me the opportunity to come out and introduce myself. Hopefully, when my knee gets a little better, I'll come out and play, and you guys can show me what you have. And again, because it's all about playing it. And again, I already see that you guys with the national championships, the senior men. Multiple. But again, I see the championships there, so that's great. And again, there's a lot of talent in these kind of communities out here in LA, and what we call underserved. But you come out here, you guys are doing a fantastic job. It gets me excited to see everybody on the court out here. And again, like LaRhonda said, we need to communicate, let people know. We know we're doing these things, but we need to let the greater part of Southern California know what's going on. So I've been involved with tennis, forever, and volunteering, and maybe that's why they saw me as an opportunity, as a person to come and fill this position. But you said the ATA with Virginia Glass, so I had the good fortune of working with Pete Brown, and so again, I feel I've been blessed. But again, it's right here for me to come and help you guys. or you guys help me, but it's about the kids and growing the game. So, and I love teaching the kids. So if I can come out here and help out, I'd love to help you guys out. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I say one more? I just want to remind everyone that Monday night is the LA Tennis Challenge at Pauley Pavilion at UCLA, and our very own Henry Talbert is getting the Gussie Moran Humanitarian Award. So that's going to be a big night for him. So if any of you
Once again, when is that?
That's Monday night at the LA Tennis Challenge. And for Henry, that's quite an honor. And of course, he doesn't want any honors, but but it'll be a very nice evening. So if you
UCLA.
can get there, that's great.
UCLA.
You got to call the ticket office at UCLA. Yeah, we didn't get any tickets. So yeah. Thank you.
Okay, again, thank you to, let's give Phyllis and Phillip. After the meeting, please talk with them. Please meet, shake their hand, introduce yourself, and talk to them. I'm going to turn it back over to Eddie.
Again, my name is Eddie Anderson. I am pinch hitting for our president for 2013, James Stinson, who cannot be here today. I want to say also once again thank you to Melanie, thank you Phillip for coming down here representing the USTA, and also thank you LaRhonda, one of our local heroes, making contributions for us, extending our voice into the broader tennis community. Please give